Now, some people think that that pyramid is sort of like the symbol on the U.S. dollar, or in the symbol e pluribus, e pluribus unum. E pluribus unum? That's a hard word to say. It's Latin. I can't. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it, right? And so on the dollar, if you turn it over, I think it's on the back. You see that pyramid, and then there's bright, shining whatever, and blah blah blah. I don't believe in that. That's a little far stretched for me. I know, me being me. But so yeah, there's an A. It's an A. It's an obvious A, or an L. Sometimes if they fail at it, it becomes an L, and then they'll come back and they'll try to add on it and make it an A. But to me, what I'm seeing, oh wait, before I say that, then there's the hole punches. We've seen or I assume some people have seen the hole punches or have heard of the hole punches. It's kind of like with HARP shooting the beam up in the clouds, comes back down, you give a hole, you have a hole, right? What is a hole? A hole is a circle, right? So to me, I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be some connection here. So I start researching and I start looking. What I come up with is Omega Airlines. Omega is a tanker contracted by the U.S. I don't know if it's the DOD. I didn't go that far. It probably is the DOD. I'm sure it is. The Department of Defense. So Omega is a refueling tanker airline, right? They fly Boeing 757, 747, something like that. They look like commercial airlines, only they're not, well, they're marked with Omega, and they have an Omega symbol. If you've ever been to college, you have the Omega chapter or whatever. So they have the Omega symbol on the tail, and it says Omega Airlines or Omega Tanker on the fuselage. So I'm thinking, okay, you got Omega, and then you have an A. What could the A stand for? Possibly Alpha. So you got Alpha and Omega. Maybe I'm pulling at straws. I don't know. But it seems a little weird. Now, I tried researching Alpha Air. I didn't come up with anything. Maybe someone else has something that... it sounds crazy. It really does sound crazy to me when I say it. Because it's like, okay, you got Alpha and Omega. You got Alpha and Omega Air. That sounds retarded. It does. But, I don't put anything past this country. It's coming out that Pearl Harbor was faked. Not faked, but it was, obviously it was real. But they knew, the government actually knew that Pearl Harbor was going to happen days in advance of it happening. But yet they allowed it to happen. Why would they allow it to happen? To create, whatever you can call it. I can't think of the word right now. But they wanted people to come together so that we could fight this war, and believe in the government again, and believe in just the bullshit that they tell us. Just kind of like with the with 9/11. How. We went and killed Saddam. We went and killed Osama, and for what? Because they supposedly attacked the United States, although there is no evidence, not one bit of credible evidence suggesting that they did. So how? Why? It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I don't understand it. And people, we go along with it and we believe it, but I believe that it's time for us to start preparing for the bullshit that's going to happen. Now, the NWO has been thrown around. I hate to say NWO because I get comments and people are like, "Oh, you're crazy, you're nuts, you're schizophrenic, blah 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 blah." But no, it's not that at all. I'm doing research and I'm looking and I'm trying to connect the dots here, and shit doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, we got these two big ass airplanes that just flew into a building, and one of the it's fucking America. You're telling me we didn't know? These people came in with box cutters. Fucking box cutters? Seriously? Come on. And they took over planes. Four planes with box cutters. I don't think so. And then you look at the Pentagon and the hole that was left in the Pentagon. You got this 16-foot hole. How the fuck does a 757 fit into a 16-foot hole? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Or create a hole. My bad. That was a missile. Bunker buster. Whatever you want to call it. Alright. Then you got Flight 93. That crashed because, you know, the people took down the terrorists with box cutters. I don't think so. Don't think so. Right? And then, if you never looked closely at the evidence, Building 2, the second tower on the World Trade Center, look at it right before it hits the Trade Center. You'll see a flash of light, right? And then, well, not then, before you see that flash of light, you'll see on the bottom of the fuselage of the airplane, there's a shadow that basically suggests that there's something underneath the plane. It's cylindrical in shape on the bottom of the plane. Now I started searching that, and I saw that there was government type of planes that have this same thing, a cylindrical shape underneath the bottom of the plane, which is sort of like, I forget what it is. It's like a radar or something. I forget, but a guidance system, something like that. To me, it makes me think, maybe these weren't planes. Maybe the real planes that these people were actually on did possibly die. Maybe the government blew the planes up, flew in drones, remote control, because, I mean, come on, it's the greatest technological country in the world. I mean, it's easy. It's easy. I mean, this shit's crazy. I may have gotten way off point here, but it's time to prepare. It is really time to prepare.